good morning, buenos dias. I hope you are well, staying positive and focused on what you can control. My name is Patricia Mota, and I serve as President and CEO of HACE, the Hispanic Alliance for Career Enhancement, national nonprofit whose mission is to positively impact workplaces by cultivating the pipeline of Latinx talent across the nation. Couple things, if you haven't seen already, our end of year campaign, we are fundraising towards our scholarship program, the HACE Dr. Vinny Caraballo Scholarship. Our year-end goal is $100,000, and we are 70% there. So help us fundraise at $30,000 that it's left. Whether it's $25, whether it's $100, whatever you can contribute, any dollar amount counts. This year, we were able to award 40 students, college students from across the nation with a $2,500 scholarship because of your support. And so if you supported us last year, please do so again. If this is your first introduction to HACE and you know the importance of scholarships, please consider a donation. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in Cafecito con HACE. We have our very special guest with us today, Olga Camargo, who has served on HACE's National Board of Directors as our National Board Chair. Her term is coming to an end this year, but she will continue to serve as Board Chair Emeritus, continuing to support the transition from the Board of Directors. Olga, buenos dias. How are you today?
And good morning, Patricia. I am doing very well, and I'm happy to be here with everyone. And yes, I am the board chair that doesn't go away. As emeritus board chair, coming back in a different role, and will be supporting HACE, continue to support HACE going forward, and the national board.
Absolutely.
And I love, by the way, 70,000 out of 100,000. Wow, that is exceptional, and what a testament to, the belief, everyone, our partners, everyone that's basically been supporting. Thank you so much. That is huge. That is huge.
Thank you, everyone. I agree with you, Olga. It is exceptional. And everyone, if you're joining us for the first time on Cafecito con HACE, welcome. We usually start off with our first question for our guests is, how do you prefer your cafecito or your morning beverage of choice? So we're asking you that are joining us in the chat to share with us in the comments section. And of course, Olga, let us know.
Oh, I've got eggnog, but no alcohol in it. But I do have eggnog in my coffee because, I do get into the holiday spirit, and I try to celebrate and remind myself, even through small things like that. Maybe next week will be, I don't know, some rompope, but without alcohol either, in my coffee. Yes, sabes.
Nice. I think some other folks can relate, especially this time of the year when the eggnog comes out and other festive, coquito's another popular one. I know we've had a couple conversations with folks that are getting ready to celebrate with some coquito. So tell us in the chat, what's your beverage of choice or your holiday drink that you're most looking forward to enjoying this season? Olga, you have a long history with HACE, right? It wasn't just through the national board that you served and have been engaged with HACE, but you have a story that really epitomizes what HACE stands to do in terms of building the pipeline of talent from the students to senior executive level roles. Your story is exactly that. Can you share with us in terms of your story with HACE?
Well, talking about building the talent, I was started being built in 2017. You guys can all believe that. So before I became an adult, I was already part of HACE, was being impacted by HACE board members that serve on the right now serve on the HACE board, fulfilling other roles in their daily lives. And I happened to come across a recruiter from the University of Illinois, Chicago, in high school, and he was the one that actually helped me get into UIC. And after that, then he started building me in terms of the skill set, and he hired me to be a student worker. And then I became his graduate assistant. So, and he always getting support, guidance, which is what HACE is known, right? To always be able to, providing, that's its mission, provide that guidance that we all need so that we can make better informed choices on the opportunities that are before us. And so graduated from college, master's, including a master's, and I ended up coming across HACE again, and now they were impacting me within within my corporate career. And at that point, I got to meet more HACE board members, staff members, and next thing you know, now I've got a mentor. Then I've got champions coming out of HACE pushing for me to do other things. And most recently, I actually got my first business partner from HACE, the HACE board, and building an investment practice to better serve our community, but then also specializing in serving our Latino community. And then we started thinking about, when you're with HACE, you can't help but get contagious with like it's good contagion, but you want to grow bigger, right? And you want to flourish. Your mind flourishes more and more. So next frontier was like, let's go into fintech. Mm-hmm. So myself, that business partner, and now Patricia Mota are part of that. Come on. I mean, it's HACE, and it just keeps on giving. And I just want to remind you, you might be 17. You need all the help you can get. But look, here I am. I'm not going to tell you how old I am today, but I'm not 17. But be an executive, and it still keeps giving you.
Yeah, such an evolution and such a story. I know we also have folks that share similar stories, or those that are even new to HACE. Wherever you are in your personal, professional trajectory, HACE has a place for you. This year was so impactful in so many ways, Olga, right? We just graduated our university leadership cohort, college students from across the nation. Their stories just so powerful. And now I'm just excited to see their trajectory with HACE as they continue to be successful in their own journeys and their careers. We also graduated, right, folks from our Mujeres HACE, our multicultural leadership program that just graduated, and amazing stories. And the key thing that's so critical is not only the stories, but understanding, right, the impact that we're having in terms of giving back. And so we congratulate all of the graduates from 2022. Melinda, our director of programs, is also noting that in the chat. We are here for you. You're part of the HACE Familia, so continue to engage. So talking about impact in this year, Olga, what's one of your favorite 2022 HACE moments?
I all of what you just said is all something that I'm very proud of that the organization is working on. But I think what really speaks to me is the entrepreneurship program that was just launched this year, where we saw a cohort of women coming through. And I'm a little biased because corporate, yes, I've been part of corporate, but now I'm also an entrepreneur. And, that really speaks to me. The support that Latinas especially get, right, in the entrepreneurship program. And not only that, who was participating? That was amazing.
Yeah.
We're talking about women that are already going digital with their business. That is something to be very proud about. And they were pitching, and I saw the pitches, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I wish I was a billionaire so I could just invest in each of these businesses, because the truth of the matter is we have some very talented Latinas, Latinos that are entrepreneurs and need to be taking advantage more of these kinds of programs. And I just want to let everybody know, HACE is there now. Like, we're cutting edge. I mean, that's where we are. And it's like, yes, it takes into account and delivers on everything else that Patricia just mentioned, but we're always about pushing that envelope, and we're about we got to be in the right space at the right time. And also just making sure that everyone here that's attending to this, that's viewing us, also understands, hey, I need to go see what HACE is doing, whether that be through the virtual conference or the hybrid conference, or go in person. You got to come out and see and meet other people.
Absolutely. And that was a pivotal moment for this year, the Mujeres HACE Entrepreneurs Cohort. And we just launched the second one for 2023. So we're looking forward to get to know the new ladies. And Olga, thank you for being a mentor, right? And I think that's part of the HACE network, is having folks like yourself that are coming and continuously giving back and being able to engage with the various programs and opportunities that we have. Olga, I have to add to our favorite moments, because those of you that are tuning in, and we did post about this too, on social media, is HACE had representation at the Hispanic Leadership Summit at the United Nations about 2 weeks ago, right? And during that week, it was also a key moment that we create awareness on, not just on that day, but throughout the year, on regarding the Latina Equal Pay Day, which was on December 8th this year. And really just Olga and I got an opportunity to speak on a panel during the summit regarding Latina Equal Pay, creating awareness. But Olga, one of my favorite moments is that we got to serve on this panel with Dolores Huerta, who is a civil rights leader, really worked alongside with Cesar Chavez and the Si Se Puede, comments and that statement that's so powerful that we hear a night of 92 years of age that I was just in awe that we were on the same panel with her.
It took me a minute. It took me a minute to understand what's happening. And then there was I was just like a poker face, I swear, on that panel. I thought, am I on a panel with Dolores Huerta? This is incredible. What an incredible honor to be serving on that panel to talk about a very important topic for our Latinas. So yes, absolutely. That was definitely at the United Nations in New York. That's where we were at. And again, it just tells you about where HACE is, the spaces that are being created to have these important conversations. And that was a luncheon specifically that spoke about the Latina Equal Pay Day. And Patricia was on that. She was one of the co-chairs for putting that together. So this is the kind of stuff that is happening. Also, HACE having now more of a voice at global forums too. So those were other very proud moments for us this year for HACE. Patricia got a chance to be at the World Economic Forum this past June, and then went to Iceland. Patricia, I don't know if you can talk a little bit about that, because that was very important.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it was because of the World Economic Forum that then I was invited to speak at a Global Women's Forum in Reykjavik, Iceland. And if you know anything about Iceland, according to the World Economic Forum, for the past 12 consecutive years, Iceland has been named the #1 country to have achieved gender equality. Now, there's a lot of key components around that, and they even say themselves that there's still more work that needs to be done. But a lot of lessons learned for us in the United States to say, what are some of these countries doing that we need to be doing? But most importantly, I think my presence there was also creating awareness on really looking at disparities such as pay gap, right, from an intersectional lens, right? Because when you look at women of color and you break that down even further, the gap is even wider, right? And so it was great to be not only advocating and creating awareness in Iceland about that, but then to have the women of color from across the world that really acknowledges and appreciated that I was there, that HACE was there, creating awareness around that is a pivotal moment. So, HACE is not only, right, is on a global footprint because of these key things that are part of our 2022 moments, right, that we get to cherish. But also, I think, personally, I think really helps us and motivates in terms of what's next for us in the coming year. So we also want to hear from you that are listening in, tuning in. What's your favorite moment from 2022, whether it was an HACE story, something, that you want to share? Drop it in the line. I know it's crazy. We're nearing towards the end of 2022. There's been a lot of great things. There's been a lot of challenges along the way, but let's share what are some of the positive things. And Olga, and we want to open it up for some questions as well. But before we do that, any recommendations or key action items or takeaways that folks can do so that they continue to know how to tap in and leverage HACE throughout their own personal, professional journey?
Absolutely. I think number one, keep in mind that our Latino community is growing. And I'm talking not just, population-wise. We are growing within the ranks. We're growing with our businesses. We are growing individually. Never forget that, because that is that's basically the springboard that we are working off of. Understand also that where we go next, remember, we have to have a global mindset, right? We are global citizens at the end of the day. And I know some people are like, yeah, I've read that, but this is what it means, right? Because here HACE is having these global conversations. So think about, when you think about your opportunity, where is it going to take you next? You don't know. Right now, ACE is serving what, like 35 cities, 35 states in the US, and 7 countries. If you didn't know that, that's what's going on. So think about the network, the very powerful network that ACE is already. And think about how, ACE is so accessible through its platform from wherever it is you are in the world. So think about also how that's going to help you and how you can help out others that need help.
Mhm.
How do we now? ASE can do so much, but at the end of the day, it costs to run this, right? It costs to run this, and that's why we need your support. We also want to make sure that our next generation, right, gets to go to college, gets to be able to pay for college. It's not easy for a lot of Latino families. For the overwhelming majority, it is not easy. So $30,000 more by the end of the year to be able to secure $100,000 like we did this year for the and be able to issue 42,500 scholarships to Latino students across the nation. Please help, because we do need your help. You know who they are, and also when applications come out to apply for this, get the word out as well. So
wonderful. Thank you, Olga. We'll take any questions if there are any before we wrap up. Welcome, George Alvarez, to the HACE Cafecito con HACE Charlas. We're happy to have you. Great to see, new folks, those that are returning and joining our conversation. This is also your chance to network with one another, right? And so make sure you connect with folks, you share and engage in the chat. We have another person that is from the AbbVie's Latino ERG. Thank you for your partnership. I know we've got some good friends over there and great partners. In fact, we've seen some folks that we connected with at the United Nations, also from AbbVie. Many of our alum from Mujeres de HACE are emerging leaders that were also at the United Nations. And that was a proud moment, Olga, because I've been going, right, for the past 5 years since we started. To be able to now be at a point that we're bringing others along with us is just such a proud moment. And so looking forward to continue to do that.
It's always great to run into those folks out there in those spaces. Honestly, we are growing. ASE folks are growing their footprint in all those spaces. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Rosalie. Congratulations on achieving your internal auditor certification.
Go, Rosalie. Yay.
Congratulations. She says she's ready to spread knowledge, right? And the entrepreneurs to manage their risks. So anybody needs support with that, make sure to reach out to Rosalie. And then we'll make sure to engage you too, as we can, with our entrepreneurs with ACE. Josie, always good to have you. Thank you for your comments in terms of your kind words, right? In terms of engaging. And Josie, we thank you for always thinking of ACE. I know you've invited ACE, myself, quite a bit with your work and the great work that you're doing at ASAE, for example. So thank you for that. Everyone, welcome to Cafecito con HACE. Continue to engage with us in the coming year. 2020, this was a great year. 2023 is going to be an even more phenomenal year. So much to look forward to, our programs, and continue to engage with us. And Olga, how about you? What are you most hopeful for 2023?
I am hopeful for ASE growing its impact. And we can only do that through folks that are already involved, members that have already gone maybe through some of the leadership programs, getting that word out, telling people, I went through this program and this is what I got out of it. And I think you can get so much out of it as well. So it's about spreading that word. And I want people to really be fully engaged in that. That's how ASE is going to become more impactful, because people like you that have actually gone through the programs and can attest to their effectiveness. And Patricia, ASE in 2023, what can we expect?
I think a lot. I mean, look, we've done a lot this year. We're going to continue to do that. So ongoing professional leadership development opportunities, our university leadership program, and most importantly, our big events of the year, the National Leadership Summits and Celebration, which taking place on April 20th and 21st in downtown Chicago. It will be a hybrid. We did a hybrid this year as well, meaning if you can join us in person, great. We would love to have you. But if you're able to join join us or need to join us virtually, we'll have that option as well. It'll be a combination of professional development, networking opportunities, special alumni events. In the coming year, we're celebrating 15 years the Quinceañera for Mujeres de HACE. And so that's another special moment.
That's another one. Oh my God.
That we get to celebrate. I think there's so much on the list. Stay tuned. If you're not already signed up for the HACE newsletter, please make sure to go to the website and do so that you can stay on top in terms of all of the events, opportunities that we have throughout the year. And always tune in. We will be coming back on January 25th, introducing you all to our new National Board Chair, Alina Moran, who will be taking the lead from our board of directors and getting to know her a bit more as well. And so lots to look forward to. Olga, mil gracias. We thank you for your service. So please join me in the chat in thanking Olga for all that she's done in serving as our National Board Chair. We are extremely grateful for your leadership, your service to this board, but we know you're not going anywhere. Your HACE journey will continue. So I always have to say that, okay?
No, it's been an extreme honor and privilege. And yes, the board chair that doesn't go away. Ayudando.
Mil gracias. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Hasta la próxima. Until next time, and we look forward to engaging with you in 2023.
Feliz Navidad. Bye.
Feliz Navidad. Bye-bye.